Video number 2 for exponential functions. So in the previous video, I kind of went through what an exponential function is, how to get the y-intercept, the asymptote. We talked a little bit about each of those things. So I wanted to give you a couple of examples now, two very algebraic examples, and then one that's more like a word problem and kind of look at the types of questions that might actually be asked when dealing with exponential functions. All right, so here's our first one. Y equals 3 to the x power plus 2. All right, we want to find the y-intercept, the equation of the horizontal asymptote, and then state whether the function shows growth, it's an increasing function, or a decay, it's decreasing. All right, so first the y-intercept. Remember, anytime you get a y-intercept, you just set x equal to 0. And so we go y equals 3 to the 0 power plus 2. 3 to the 0 power, of course, is 1. So y equals 3 is going to be my y-intercept. All right. The equation of the horizontal asymptote. Remember, at the very end of the last video, we talked about the horizontal asymptote. And we said that this function right here, the 3 to the x, that will have an asymptote at 0. Right? Because it can't be negative. No matter what x is, it might give me a fraction or a very small number, but it won't give me 0. But I'm now adding 2 to the whole function, which means it's going to shift up 2 spaces. And so whereas the asymptote for 3 to the x power would be y equals 0, if I add the 2, the asymptote, the answer to letter B, is now at y equals 2. So it's just this number right here. Okay? Letter C says state whether the function shows growth or decay. Remember, the original function looks something like this, which is a growth situation. Because this is not less than 1, because the x is not negative, then it is a growth situation. The plus 2 just kind of shifts it up a little bit. So therefore, this will be a growth scenario. Okay, let's go look at the other one. So now we've got f of x equals 5. This is times 0.2 to the x power minus 3. So first find the y-intercept. Again, the y-intercept is when x equals 0. So I put 0 in. So I go 5y equals 5 times 0.2 to the 0 power minus 3. Of course, 0.2 to the 0 power is 1. 5 times 1. So all of this together is 1. 5 times 1 is 5, minus 3, y equals 2. And of course, you can plug that straight in your calculator. So I got a y-intercept of 2. That's part A. Then we move on to part B, the equation of the horizontal asymptote. Remember, this part right here, regardless of what it is, has an asymptote at y equals 0. Multiplying it by 5 isn't going to do anything to that. It just multiplies the 0 times 5. But this right here will shift it down 3 spaces. And so, therefore, the equation of the horizontal asymptote is y equals negative 3. The last part of this is state whether it is growth or decay. So we look again at this part of it. Okay, and we said if it is a fraction, then it will become decay. We also said if the x is negative, that's also a way to become decay. If they're both negative, then it's back to growth. It's your double negative. However, if this is a fraction and that's negative, then it would be growth. But in this scenario, the x is positive. The base here is a fraction less than 1. Less than 1 is important, so between negative 1 and 1. And because it is, then that means that this must be a decay scenario. All right. Moving on to the next question. This is an example of the type of question that you're actually more likely to see, because this is, of course, an application, and it is mathematics applications and interpretations. So we're going to apply the knowledge to this situation and interpret what's going on. It does say the temperature of a cup of coffee is modeled by the equation f of x equals 65 times 1.9 to the negative x plus 20, where f of x is the temperature in degrees Celsius and x is the time in minutes. One thing that we can think about even before we start is it says we're starting the cup with a certain temperature. We assume it looks like it's in a room or something so that it's going to be cooling off over time. We assume that's what's going to happen to the cup of coffee, is that as it sits out, it's going to cool off. And sure enough, if you look at the exponential part of this right here, right, you can see that this is greater than 1, but the exponent is negative, which means that it is a decay situation. Okay, so now what are the types of questions that they might ask us? All right, well, the first question they might ask us is, what is the initial temperature? Right? What is the initial temperature here? So the initial temperature is when time equals 0. So time here is x, so we'll put 0 in, and so we'll say f of x equals 65 times 1.9 to the negative 0 power plus 20. Of course, 1.9 to the 0 is 1, so 65 times 1 is 65 plus 20, and I get a final answer of 65 plus 20, which is 85 degrees Celsius. That makes sense, right? Pretty hot cup of coffee when you get it at first. All right, another type of question they may say, what is the temperature after 7 minutes, right? So after it's been cooling for a while, what is the temperature? And so again, time is x, so we can go ahead and put that in as long as the units are the same, right? If it's in hours or seconds, you may have to convert it. It has to be in minutes, okay? And so then we just say, okay, what is the temperature? F of x equals 65 times 1.9 to the negative 7. I'm putting 7 right in there for the x, plus 20. And you should be able to punch that into your calculator. Beep, 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 beep. And I get 20.7 degrees Celsius when I work that out. So that's after 7 minutes, it's cooled off to 20.7. Must not be in a very good insulated cup, so it cools off pretty quick. How about this one? This is an interesting question. What is the temperature in the room? So if it's f of x equals 65 times 1.9 to the negative x plus 20, the question is, what is the temperature in the room? Okay, now this one you might have to think a little bit deeper. Remember, we've got this situation where we've got decay, right? So it looks something like this, where it decays and comes closer down. But why is there a horizontal asymptote here, right? Why does it flatten out? There's going to be some number here, right, at which there's a horizontal asymptote. That's one of the features of this exponential type equation. Well, why is there an asymptote there? Well, initially, right, we're at 85 degrees Celsius. As time progresses, it cools off and cools off and cools off. But what's the coolest it can be? Well, it can cool off until it gets to room temperature. Okay, now thermodynamics says that it actually can't ever get to room temperature, that it'll get closer and closer and closer and closer, but it won't actually get perfectly to room temperature. There's an asymptote there. It'll get halfway closer, closer, but it won't actually ever get to room temperature. So the asymptote here is room temperature, and that's something that you'd have to think about this situation and apply it to the situation and say, okay, well, what could represent the room temperature here? And it is that horizontal asymptote. And we recognize that the horizontal asymptote is that number that's being added on at the end, just like all of the others. So what is room temperature? Room temperature is 20 degrees Celsius. All right. The last question, something they might ask, is how long will it take to reach, and then they might give you some temperature, let's say 40 degrees Celsius, right? So maybe say I don't want to drink it until it's 40 degrees Celsius. That's lukewarm. It's kind of a warm, but maybe I just want to make sure I'm not going to burn my tongue or something, right? So how long will it take to reach 40 degrees Celsius? Okay, so at this point, we can put that into the equation. Remember, f of x is the temperature, so I'm going to put 40 in for f of x equals 65 times 1.9 to the negative x plus 20. The numbers shouldn't be too big here, and your calculator should be able to handle this. Just do an n-solve on it, beep, 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 and hopefully you should be able to get that x equals about 1.84 minutes. Okay, so almost 2 minutes for it to cool down to a drinkable temperature. Again, it must not be insulated very well. But anyway, so that is an example of exponential equations for you. All right, so have a glance at your homework for tonight, see if you can work some of those through, and that's it for me.